how do we bridge the cultural differences, the cultural gaps between our parents' generation and our generation?
Yeah, I mean that's a huge question. That's a huge question, and what I would say to that is very, very simple. Is we have to be better than our parents, right? We have to be better than our parents, and we have to take the lead when it comes to this, because when I look at my relationship with my mother and my stepfather, is there's a lot of things that I have to learn. I have to be like the bigger person to initiate all of these things, right? I remember in high school, I did sports all 4 years, or every year I was in sports. Not a single day, not a single game did my parents come to watch me. Right? I did sports for 4 years. Every season I was in sports.
Yeah.
My parents didn't come to one of my games. Not even one. Right? They put work before me. And, not even my senior game. You have your senior game, the last game you played, the senior one. They were not there. Right? And you look in the stands and you see everybody's family cheering up for them. And you look in the stands and you don't see your family. How does that make you feel? How does that make any son or daughter feel? Right? So for me, that is a big gap between the way Africans parents treat their kids. Right? And when I ask my parents that, you know what they say? Oh, we provide for you. We put roof over your head. And I'm like, I don't care about no roof over my head. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not what I need. Yeah, but and I talked to them about it. It was like, and I broke out. Like I broke out of the house. Like, I had a serious deep conversation.
Yeah.
And I sat down with them, and I prayed about it because I was gonna have a conversation with them. And I ask God for wisdom and guidance, right? And this is why I think faith is very, very important. Because if you allow God to lead you with anything, any decision that you make, I don't even care what it is, the smaller things, just pray to God. God, give me the wisdom for this conversation. Like, give me the wisdom for this discernment. Like, whatever it is, right? So I had a conversation with them, and I was like, I just want to let you guys know how I've been feeling this whole years that I've been here. I feel ignored. I feel not loved, not cared for. For you guys, it feels like providing is just putting a roof over my head. But to me, that's not what it is for me. It's about the emotional. It's about just, hey, how you doing? How was work? How was school? How can we support you? All of these things are very, very important. And I feel like that is very, very neglected in our culture. So for me, when it comes to the gap, I believe that we need to be the bigger person to start these conversations. And it's going to be super hard. Trust me. It's going to be very, very hard because sometimes we don't even feel comfortable having conversations with our parents.
No, not at all.
Right? We don't. And we don't talk to them about anything.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you hugged your mom?
Sunday, when I saw her.
Great. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you initiate the hug or she initiated it?
Usually with my mom is her.
Okay, good. That's really awesome, right? Yeah. For me, I have to initiate hugging my mother, right? I don't remember the last time my mother told me that she loved me, right? But do I know that she loved me? Absolutely. I know that she does, right? Because her action speaks louder than her words.
Than the words.
But I just don't need the words, or I just don't need the actions. Sometimes I just need the words, right? And for me, that's all I need. I don't need you to do stuff for me because I'm a very, very self-sufficient person.
Sure.
I don't need anybody to do anything for me. But I need you to tell me how you feel about me. I need you to tell me that because that's the little boy in me. Need to feel loved. Need to feel that my parents care for me or care about me. So I think as young men, young women, Africans, we need to initiate that conversation. We need to be vulnerable and have wise conversation with our parents and let them know that how we need them to show up for us. And trust me, it will change. And when I had that conversation with my mother, brother, she changed, man.
Did she?
She did. She did.
She was able to understand you.
She definitely did. And she was crying. She was crying because she can see the pain in my eyes. She can see that I am this, obviously I'm always going to be a little man to my mother.
Sure.
It doesn't matter how grown you are. You're still going to be your mother's son, right? Or your mother's baby. But she can see that I'm craving for this love. I'm craving for that. And she was able to understand for the first time and she was crying. She apologized, and now we cool. She's my best friend. I'm saying, she's my
that's
best
good,
friend.
man.
Absolutely,
I'm happy for you. I resonate with that, man, because we're so used to our parents being the ones that make the decisions, that initiate those things. That this is going to be challenging, and I'm sure other people that have heard this have had those challenging conversations. We're like, hey, why should I initiate?
Absolutely,
because they're the older ones, they know more than me.
Absolutely.
But in this case, though, we are the ones that know being here in the U.S. more.
Exactly.
Because they're getting the basics out of the way, the roof over our head, the providing. But when it comes to those other things, that the love aspect, love is different back home than here.
Exactly.
And so we need to lead on that.
Absolutely. 100%. You just nailed it, brother. It's all about what they know, right? That's what they know.
That's it.
So they don't know any better. They're not going to do any better. You can't give what you don't have, right? So they don't have that in them to give us. But now we know what we need. So now we have to go to them like, this is what I need from you, is communicating your expectations. And you can do that not just in relationship, but also with your parents, with your family, and with your employer. You need to communicate your expectations. You need to let them know who you are, how to treat you, and all of those kind of things, brother.
Absolutely.
And I did that with my parents, and it worked.
I'm happy for you, man. Absolutely. And I hope someone is leaving today inspired to do the same thing.
I hope so.
Because I definitely am. I've had those conversations with my parents too recently, and it's not the easiest, right? But hey, you gotta have it.
Yes, it takes a lot of emotional intelligence and emotional discipline and wisdom to really do that. I was in therapy at that time. My therapist motivated me, inspired me to also take that step as well. Because every time we get on a call, and I wasn't in therapy for any people be thinking, but I think mental health is very important, especially in
it's a stigma.
It is, right? And it's like, I told one of my friends, I have a therapy session today. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Do I need, what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to not be okay to go to therapy. My therapist is like somebody that I reason with. We talk about life, we talk about everything, and they give me some pointers. Because if you're gonna be a high productive man, you need somebody in your life that can guide you a little bit. So for me, that was very, very important.
What is up, y'all? Thank you so much for tuning in to that episode. Make sure to click the subscribe, follow button, as well as the bell to get notified on all my new content that is coming out every Wednesday and every other day. And make sure to click that link in the description down below to get access to all my socials and any other platforms that I have my podcast on. And until next time, y'all, peace.